Assalamu alaikum everyone. People have been requesting from me a day in the life of a Madinah student. However, I'll one up their request. I'll do an entire week in the life of a Madinah student. I'll go from Sunday when school starts till Thursday, the end of the week for us, a school week, and I'll record everything I do, all the classes I have, the things I do in between classes, and all that. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna show you the first thing I usually do throughout in a day. And the first thing I set up after I pray Fajr, and as a good Talibul Ilm, I don't sleep after Fajr, clearly. I usually read Quran. And the reason why I usually read Quran in the morning is because it kind of like sets up my day. Like I like doing something good and productive in my day right when I wake up. Some people like to work out in the morning, some people like taking a walk in the morning, and I know some students who do that, or they take a walk and listen to Quran, or whatever it is. But sometimes I like sitting down and taking some time to read and memorize a part of the Quran. I also have Quran like after school. I have to get to the masjid and then pray Maghrib and then have a Quran class. So I have to memorize a new part every day of the school week. So that's why I prefer to start the day with the Quran. So that's what I'll be doing. So I wanted this clip to be a fast forward clip of me reading Quran. Sadly, I filmed it on 30 FPS. I need to film it on 60 FPS. So this is just a slow video of me reading Quran. But yeah, this is essentially what I do, or I try to do every morning. Read a little bit of Quran and memorize a part of it. So that's how I start my day usually. Hey guys, now I'm going to go to class. I'm going to show you guys the Mahad a little bit and what classes I have. So let's take a look. Hey guys, I just finished praying and I can't record in class. Our teachers don't allow it. Someone had me record and they told me not to leave the video and I want recording, so I can't show you that. But today I have Hadith, Fiqh, and Tadribat, which is Arabic grammar. So I'll show you guys like some of the stuff we did today in class, like the notes I took and like the books, after inshallah when I get back to my dorm room. So yeah, see you guys then. Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. I just finished classes, my Tadribat, grammar, Hadith and Fiqh class. I'll go over them a little bit more later at night. And now I'm just walking over to the Bab al-Khalf, the back door of the Jamia University. There's some like really cheap taxis where I'll go to the Haram, inshallah. So yeah guys, see you at the Haram. Hey everyone, so I just prayed Salatul Maghrib and we prayed the Janazah prayer, which is very common here in Medina and also in Mecca. And I came here to pray, but also because I have Quran class here. And usually in the masjid there are Quran classes that you can take. There's many of them, so you can probably find a teacher easily. It's not a hard thing to do. And I have my classes from Sunday through Thursday, so during the school week. Friday and Saturday are days off. So yeah, so I just want to tell you guys that a tip that I would give, and I want to do that each of these days throughout the week. I give a tip that I learned during this month-ish here in Medina, and a tip that I want to give is always stay on top of the Quran. You know, always try reading a page or even like half a page every single day, because you want to have a connection with the Quran. And your goal as a Muslim should be, I want to memorize as much of the Quran as I can, because it is said on the Day of Judgment that you will be raised by the number of surahs that you can recite and memorize. So make Quran a daily thing for you, whether it's reading, whether it's memorizing, whether it's review. Always have it that you have Quran as a daily thing in your life, like brushing your teeth. I don't know why I thought like of brushing your teeth. Like I could have thought of so many different examples. So have it every day, okay? So I'm gonna go back to class, and again, my teachers don't like being filmed, so I'm not gonna go film the class. But inshallah, afterward, I'll come back and talk to you guys a little bit more. See you guys. Alrighty, so here's another awkward video of me reading the Quran, since again, I did not do 60 FPS. So yeah, this is my class usually after Maghrib, from Sunday to Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. And basically, since I memorize in the morning, this is just me reviewing what I memorized and practicing tajweed and then saying it to my teacher. Every day I try saying one page a day. So I just said my parts. For me, I say about a page a day, and the reason being is because for me, my teacher wants me to focus on learning tajweed more so than trying to memorize as fast as much as possible. And what he wanted to do with me, and what he does for other people, is focus on the faults that they have in reading or reciting. So some people might be really good at tajweed, but it takes them a long time to memorize and need to memorize more. Some people maybe have finished the Quran completely, but they haven't done a lot of muraja, review. So it depends. You have to look at your strengths and weaknesses. Hey everyone, just got back to the dorm. And yeah, so that was essentially my day, you know. I think the main takeaway I wanted to give you guys in this first day is focus on Quran. Have a Quran as a daily thing that you do, no matter what day it is. And if you're not a Hafiz, try memorizing a bit every day, or try at least reading Quran every day if you're not at that stage. That was it, guys. That was the main overview of Sunday, the first day of the week. Got 4 more to go. Let's go. Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. This is day 2, Monday, and today, and right now, I am going to the library. I read some Quran, and I have to go to study a bit, take some notes from some of the classes, review some stuff. Yeah, I'll just tell you guys what classes I had today. Let's go by over there by a bench, and I'll explain my classes today. So here are my classes today. Again, I have Tadribat, which is grammar. This goes like throughout the week. I have grammar 3 times a week. It's one of the more important classes since it's a bigger book. Then I have Al-Aswat, which is basically just pronouncing all the letters correctly. Because some letters are pronounced a little bit differently, with a fatha, damma, kasra, sa, su, si, ba, bu, bi, stuff like that. And the next class I have is Quran. Now in the Mahad, it's only required that a student memorizes 1 juz of the Quran when they're in the Mahad. Only 1 juz Amma, the last juz of the Quran. And generally, the classes in the Quran will consist of, the first time you go to class, you read the surah in front of everyone. And the teacher corrects you on some of your mistakes, whether it be tajweed or you're pronouncing something like completely wrong. Then we have tafsir, which each student is put into groups, and those groups go to class and they present the tafsir of the surah. Then on the 3rd day, or based on how long the surah is, like next week, we have to say the surah. So those are the classes that I have today. But now I have to retake some notes. I'll probably show you guys a little bit of how I take notes. But I'll do a separate video on that, inshallah, but more in depth. So yeah, let's go to the library. Guess not a lot of people say that phrase, you know. Some people say, hey, let's go to the bar. But we're Muslim here. We're Talibul Ilm. We go to the library for fun. That's what's fun to us. We are at the library. I absolutely love this library. It is so nice and quiet, and it's lovely environment. I showed the inside of the library in my Islamic University Madinah tour, so shameless plug-in, please watch that video. Increase my viewership, subscribe, please. I'm joking. So yeah, let's walk inside and let's get down to studying. Oh my god, guys, they have this book. Dude, I've been searching everywhere for this book. Nah, I'm just joking. I can't read Arabic.
Alrighty guys, got my laptop, my notebook, my book, and now it's time to study.
So yeah, once again guys, I did not film this in 60 FPS, so there's no fast forward in this, so we're just gonna take this slowly. So yeah, basically what I do is I go to the library, or even my room sometimes, but usually in the library. With my laptop, I open OneNote, and I take my old notes I took in class and my book, and I basically try to merge them together. So I take the notes I took in class, and I write them on my laptop on OneNote. Then I look at the book and see where I can put the notes together, what other notes in the book, what other stuff in the book I can take and write on my laptop. Then I just put them together in a nice organized manner, and I try to create questions as well usually, so I can quiz myself when I come back to see if I memorize the information that I put forward. That's usually the way I do notes, and I find this very beneficial. So yeah. So let's look at the notes over here. So as you see it, I have my notebook. Now I wrote down the dars, the class that I took notes in, Dars al-Ashara, the 10th chapter. And I just write them down in a basic, outline format. This helps me focus on the information. On the left side, we see the other classes, Dars al-Tasiya, and you see what the main part of it was, some new words I didn't know or whatever it is. And you see that all of these classes have the chapter of what I'm trying to learn. So Dars al-Awwal Inna, Dars al-Thani Laysa, that's the main footing of each of the chapters. I also have the classes on the other side, such as fiqh and qira'ah, which is maqta, whatever, I don't know why that is there, but it's qira'ah, that's what it's supposed to be. And yeah, so that's how I generally take notes, how I structure them. Taking some of my notes, and now I'm gonna go eat breakfast. I admit, I'm no chef. I am not Gordon Ramsay, but I don't care. I'm gonna go eat. See ya. So hey guys, after that scrumptious breakfast, I just wanted to tell you guys a tip that I would give you guys is taking classes seriously. I see this in so many students that some of them are super smart, but they just don't go to class, or they don't take notes or whatever. It's kind of astonishing to me. Even when I was at my university in America, there would be times when at the end of the semester for the exams, I would see 3-5 new faces. I'm like, what is this? They just never came. The other half of the class, they came once in a while, but not that much. And those are people who generally did not do that good. I know some classes are I know a lot of classes are boring, but really should go to all your classes. Another thing, especially for Madinah students, alhamdulillah, Madinah is free. There's no tuition. They pay for your flight to come here. They pay for your flight going back to your home country. They give you a monthly stipend. There's so many benefits here. And to go well, I'm just not gonna study. I'm not gonna go to class. I'm just gonna study on my own. As people always go oh, I'm gonna study on my own. No, you don't. Nobody studies on their own. Nobody does. Mashallah, you're the one guy who can study on their own. No, you're not. I remember this is a conversation I had with one. This is a legit conversation I had with somebody pertaining to this topic, and it kind of went down like this. Hey, bro, are you gonna go to class? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Why? Dude, I don't know, dude. That professor is so boring. I'm just not gonna go. I mean, he is kind of boring, but he also kind of gives stuff for the tips for the exam and stuff like that. But also if you don't come, you get points deducted from your overall grade. Yeah, right, bro. Shut up. I'll just study the night before. Don't worry about it. But that's not the point. The point is, you just come to class. You traveled here. Come to class, stay a little bit in class, and you'll benefit from the teacher. And I think you really enjoy it. And you won't get points deducted from your thing. And your test will be so much easier. Dude, shut up. And so this tip for today is focus on classes. Don't just neglect school. Don't do that. Even if you think it's basic, don't. Just come every day to class and do that. So I think that's the quick tip I wanted to give today. Yesterday was Quran, today was taking notes. And yeah, so we'll see what the tip is for tomorrow. So now I'm going to my Quran class, and inshallah, once I get back to the dorm, I'll show you guys the matam. the cafeteria and I'll talk a little bit more. Hey guys, assalamu alaikum. Just got back to the dorm. Now I'm gonna go to the matam, the cafeteria, and get some food. So this is the matam, guys. You know, this place is spectacular. If I were to compare it, it's like eating at Applebee's, Chipotle. Well, it's kind of like Chipotle because it kind of makes you sick after you eat it. It's not as bad of a line. Usually the line is like extends outside, so this is nothing. This is nothing compared to how bad it is like in the morning. I got my food, my delicious food. I'll show you guys what's in here. Alrighty, so I came to this spot. A lot of lights, so you guys can see what the food is. There's chai. You get some bread. Get bread. Here is the main course. Some rice, some beans, chicken, a spoon. Let's see what else. Water. And pudding. I hope this is good. I have no idea. So I'll talk to you guys after I eat this. Insha'Allah. Aww, the cat wants my food. You want some? I'll give you some. Don't worry about it. See, I already gave it some. If these cats see you, they won't leave. Oh, look, he just left. That's so coincidental. Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm here behind Masjid of Ibn Baz. Yeah, it's make some cool like retro lights, like changing colors. Like what is that? So today, I think the main thing that I wanted to show you guys was like the importance of studying and the importance of taking school seriously. And I want to end this off with something that happened in class today. So there was one student who he has issue like reading Arabic and understanding it, and my teacher. And he asked the teacher something, and the teacher could tell that he was a little bit like scared because he was like, "Teacher, I don't understand this. I don't understand Arabic." Like he was freaking out. And the teacher was like, "Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay?" He's like, "Sure." And the teacher like pointed at a door. He's like, "Let me see this door here." Boom, right there, door. And the teacher was like, "Okay, what is that?" He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "What is that in Arabic?" He's like, Bab. Bab is one of the first words. Like when you go into the first level of Arabic, Bab is like the first word you'll learn there. So the teacher was like, "Oh, so you know what that means?" It's like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Okay, tell me the date that you learned the meaning of that." And the student kind of chuckled and like smiled, and he was like, "I don't know when I learned that." He's like, "Okay, exactly. That's the point. That if you stick with something, and you take it with patience, and you take it with, this might be hard, but I'm not gonna freak out, and I'm gonna just focus and try my best to study and learn it, then you'll learn it. So it'll become something that on a slap of your finger, like you'll know it right away." Then my tip is just stick with it. Make dua, stick with it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't go like, "Well, you know, everyone else knows it, but not me, so I'm not gonna ask questions." No, just ask questions. Be open, that's it. And if you stick with it, Allah will open up your mind, and Allah will help you, especially if you make dua and you do it for the right sake of Allah. So that's my tip for today, guys. Assalamu alaikum everyone. So today is Tuesday, the third day of a week in my life. And I think I wanted today to focus on a tip of doing stuff outside of class. I remember a lot of times even in college where students just focused on the information in class, and then outside of class, like, they never learned anything. They never like tried focusing on something else or whatever. And I think people need to understand that college, a bachelor's degree, is just opening the door. That's all it is. It's opening the door so you know where to pluck the information out. Find shuyukh, find scholars, find teachers, books, classes outside of the prescribed class times, and study there as well. I'll show you guys this with the book Thalath al-Usul by explanation by Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen. It's a really basic Islamic book talking about the fundamental principles in Islam. And I got this book after watching my brother-in-law's channel, Hudayfa Al-Albani. He's doing a video series on it, and the reason why I'm trying to read outside of class is twofold. One, to increase my knowledge of Islam and what I'm learning. Two, increase my Arabic proficiency. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and book, and then see you guys later. Hey everyone, so I finished class and now I'm gonna go to the masjid, to the haram. Later on I actually have a dars today with this one sheikh from America, so I'll show you guys a bit of that, talk about that a little bit, and yeah, so today my classes were qira'ah, which is reading comprehension, and tadribat and Quran. But yeah, just waiting for my good brother-in-law, Hudayfa Al-Albani, subscribe to his channel, to pick me up so we can go to the masjid, so I can read some books and memorize some ahadith. I'll talk about that more a little bit later, so yeah, see you guys there. Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. Just got to the masjid in Nabawi, alhamdulillah, and as of right now I'm studying Arba'in Nawawi. And this is continuing the tip for the day, which is study stuff outside of the class. Now, as much as I know, unless you're in like the Kulliyat Hadith, the College of Hadith, you're not required to learn Arba'in Nawawi, and it's not required to learn actually a lot of Hadith in the Kulliyat Hadith. But I think it's important to have a connection with hadith, what I was saying, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so I think some of the books that I've also been recommended that we should learn and maybe memorize and read is Arba'in Nawawi, really easy, simple book. Imad al-Ahkam, which is basically just a book based on fiqh. Like it'll have it'll have a chapter on tahara, purification, chapter on salah, chapter on zakat, stuff like that, with all the hadiths, with a bunch of hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and of course Riyadh Salihin. Many people have heard about this as well. Those are great books that I think we should look into, focus on, and have as a nearly like a daily part in our lives. So as of right now, I am trying to memorize some of this Arba'in Nawawi. I'm on Hadith 6, and yeah, so that's my objective as of right now, is to memorize some of this, to memorize a Hadith and read it and understand it and implement it, and yeah. So as of today, after Isha, there's going to be a dars, as I said, and it's going to be held by American Da'i, and I'll let you guys know more about it once I get there. If I'm able to film, I'll film it. If the guy prefers not to be filmed, then I won't, but I'll let you guys know what we went over. So yeah, so I'll see you guys later, and yeah. Hey everyone, now I'm just heading over to the class. The Dawah class, and yeah, because I didn't plan what to say on this part. That's what happens when you have new script and you're going by the flow.
أهم شيء نحن عندنا النحو، هذا أكبر شيء. هذا أكبر النحو. I don't see myself living in either for that long. Yeah, it hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Our crew went back, huh? Yeah. I visited them at the hotel.
Like Malcolm X, Imam Siraj Wahaj, Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, etc. We should be ourselves. Learn to develop yourself based on who you are and your level of understanding.
So everybody here is different. We have different personalities. We're Muslims, but sometimes we think different, we act and do different things. So you have to develop your own self in Dawah. Yes, a child emulates his mother, his father. Yes, you studying and you like a sheikh, so you want to start talking like the sheikh and sitting like him and this and that. That's a baby stage. That's baby stage. You have to develop your own self. You have your own character. You have your own personality. You're your own human being. So develop yourself in the field of Dawah.
Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. Just got back to the dorm room, and so yeah, we had class today, and the class was really good. The teacher focuses on doing Dawah, because he used to be a really big Dawah guy back in the day in America, and he wrote a book, and the book I'll put down in the description down below about giving Dawah and how to give Dawah, and it's really good. And I think one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys from this, well, actually there's two things, but one of the things from the class itself was him talking about being yourself and not trying to copy others when doing Dawah. And I think that's really interesting. He was talking about how some people, like, you know, they grew up with watching Ahmed Deedat, Zakir Naik debate and destroy Christians, and you know, maybe see Muhammad Hijab destroy atheists. The reason why they're good at that stuff is because that's what they specialized in, that's what they had interest in. And if you're just doing Dawah solely for clout, then it won't succeed. Be yourself, focus on what you're good at. And he was talking about, you know, if you were a guy who was born non-Muslim and then became Muslim, maybe that's because Allah wanted you to understand how it is to be not a Muslim and what it means to come out of that, so you can teach other people that. Everyone has a special trait about them. Everyone has something special about them, and you have to tap into that when doing Dawah and talking with other people. So I thought that was pretty beneficial and good. And the second thing I wanted to tell you guys was relating to this tip that I had for today, which is study outside. And it's not just about studying books and listening to lectures. It's about physically going and trying your best to get knowledge from a teacher. And like, subhanAllah, we were reading the book that he wrote, but he would stop between like different sections to tell us something to expand. And the things he said while he was expanding were so beneficial that they weren't in the books. It highlighted stuff that if I were just to read the book, I probably would not have benefited as much. So that's the tip of the day. Do other research, do other studies, find something you're interested in. It doesn't have to be related to the kulliyah you're doing either. Find something you're interested in and tap into that and say, I'm gonna study this on my own term. And if you like it, you will end up studying it and love studying, and you will end up doing it more. And find other mashayikh, find other teachers outside of class, and you'll benefit so much. So that's it for today, guys. See you tomorrow with another tip. Hey everyone. Yeah, so this is a different location than usual. Usually I'm in my room, in the Medina, in the Medina College, at the masjid, somewhere else. But today I am at the airport. The reason being, because I've been planning for quite a long time actually to be going to Albania. Well, yeah, I've been planning for a while to go to Albania, and this week I've been working on getting the process. And this week I've been doing the process of getting the visa, because oddly, like, you have to request a visa in order to leave the country, in this country you have to get a visa to come in, and to leave you have to get it's very interesting. But anyway, so yeah, this week I've been just dealing with that. A lot of go to this office and go to that office, then go to this office. Basically, it was I would send my request for my visa, saying I had to go with family business. Then I would go to the office they sent the thing to, and then he would tell me, no, you gotta go back here. So I went back there. He said, you gotta go upstairs. So I go upstairs. Another guy told me you have to go downstairs. I'd go downstairs, go to this building, go to that building. I had to go back, go to that building, get the request there,
and then go to another building. It was kind of like Mario. Not like Mario, like the princess is in another castle. It's kind of the same thing here. I really wanted this video, I really wanted this day to be revolved around the tip of planning. Planning your day, planning your month, and planning your week as a student. And this is something I actually did not do a lot when I was in my first year. And this is something I did not do a lot when I was my first time in college. I just kind of let everything go. Like I knew it in my head, like what I had to do and what I needed to be done on what date. But this time, an imam was telling me that he plans out his month. And generally what he does is he writes down the things that he needs to get done, such as reading Quran every day, reading Hadith, another book, doing lectures, stuff like whatever it is that he had to do. And he would like tally it off if he did it that day or if he did it whatever in that week, and check to see at the end of the month if he improves from last month. And I did actually find this very beneficial, so I actually started doing that. And there's a quote that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. During this time in Medina, I decided to do a lot of planning. I'm planning for my YouTube. And this comes with a video sponsor, Notion. No, I'm just joking. Notion is not sponsoring this video. If you guys want to, you can, but no, Notion's not sponsoring this video. But I have been using the app Notion to actually mark down the YouTube videos that I have planned out. Having marked out the YouTube videos I have planned out. And this has been really good because I can write down my script and plan what I have to do and what process it is. Should I cross it out or should I not? And I've noticed that if I just sat down for like 10 minutes, I end up thinking about stuff that I have to do or that I want to do or I should do. And to connect this with Islam a little bit, there's a hadith of Omar where Omar said, teach your kids how to swim. Now, what's interesting about this is, why would Omar tell people to teach their kids how to swim when they're in the desert? Like, it's kind of the most not beneficial knowledge somebody could take. Kind of like telling somebody from like the city, like Chicago, how to make a fire. Like, sure, it's useful, but why would he tell a bunch of people to do that? And somebody was explaining this, I think Muhammad Hijab, he was saying that the reason why Omar was saying teach your kids how to swim was because he saw that the Ummah will expand. The Ummah will expand not just in Saudi Arabia, not just in the desert, but it will expand throughout the world. And something that is important is teaching your kids how to swim, because there will be a time Islam will end up spreading to places where there is a big body of water, where swimming is actually the common thing people do there. And it's Omar thinking ahead. That's what the idea was. He was planning for the future. And surprisingly enough, Omar's time as a Khalifa was the biggest one. It expanded so much throughout the world. So his vision of planning for the future actually ended up working out. So see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, with the final day. And even though it's out of the blue, I'll see you guys before I go, which I just re-recorded this part. Let's talk about my classes actually. The classes I had today, which were Qira'ah, Ta'bir, and Quran. So let's get a loadout about this. Qira'ah, Arabic means reading, like reading comprehension, and that's what the class entails. Generally, the class will be us reading a passage and trying to understand what the passage is saying with looking at some of the Arabic grammar and understanding, and trying to put those concepts that we found in the text in our own way of comprehending the reading. So that's what Qira'ah is. And I actually find Qira'ah to be a really good class, because one of the ways you learn Arabic is through reading, and it teaches you not only how to read, but like how to understand the reading, especially in Arabic, and how the writing is different and how the structure is different. So that's one thing. That's the one class we had today, which I talked about yesterday, but I didn't explain as much. The next is Ta'bir. Ta'bir is, I can't think of the proper English word, but it means expression. The class involves mostly reading questions finding and creating the answers yourself, or connecting sentences, learning new vocabulary words. And at the end of each chapter, there's usually a text that you have to write out yourself. Such as one of the texts is Risala ila al-Abi, which is a letter to my dad. And a lot of the questions will be like, okay, what day did you get to Medina, for instance? Where is your father? Where are you from? Do you miss your father? Like stuff like that. And you would have to answer it, and there'll be new words sprinkled throughout. And then you have to connect some of the sentences, and there's words out of order, and you have to make them a sentence. And at the end, you have to write out your own letter to your father. And this is basically how you start a letter, what you write down in the letter, how you greet your father, and stuff like that. And this is a super beneficial class. Like Qawaid, grammar, reading, the Qira'ah, reading comprehension, and Ta'bir, expression, are like the most important classes. These really give you the framework of Arabic to understand like how to read, how to write, the grammar, and how to formulate sentences and talk. And while fiqh and hadith are super important in terms of an Islamic perspective, in terms of just learning Arabic, these three are the most important. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is the last day of the week in the life of a Madinah student. It's Thursday, and I'm actually in a hotel room due to the fact that my flight is in like 8-10 hours, so I'm staying here. And so let me just go over what I would have done if I was in school, the classes, and the last tip for this week. One of the classes that would have been done today that is only done once a week would be Imla, dictation. Essentially, Imla is just, knowing how to put periods, commas, semicolons, stuff like that. And then there's also some rules about Hamza, because Hamza has its own specific rulings. And that's all Imla. It's only once a week because the book is like really thin. And a lot of stuff is just stuff that you already know, like how to put periods, commas, semicolons, and just some other rules through the end of the book. So that would have been the new class. Okay. So that would have been the class I would have had today so that would have been one of the classes I had today. And so that's the last class to explain to you guys for Mustawa 2, level 2 of Arabic. Now, in terms of the tip I would give you guys, the last tip, it would be to have fun. A lot of my tips were like study, read Quran, so on and so forth. But my last tip is for you guys to have fun and really enjoy yourself these couple of years in Medina. Whoever's coming over here, whoever's in college or anything, just also follow the rules, the tips that I gave you guys before. But also know that you should try to have fun with these, hang out with friends, be with people, in your free time, do something that you find interesting and make learning fun. Learning doesn't have to be hard and like 10 hours of studying a day and boring. Learning can be fun, learn with some friends. And the reason why I tell you this is because if you come to Medina with the wrong mindset of, okay, I just gotta work and just gotta do stuff and don't look at anyone, don't have fun because learning and talab al-ilm is not fun, it's just, work, then you'll just resent coming here. You'll resent doing the work here. But if you come having fun, if you come and going like, well, you know what? I'm gonna study and I love studying and it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself. And I'll take a break when I need to. I'll go out with friends when I need to. Once you come with that mindset that this will be an enjoyable time in my life, probably the best time in my life, then even the bad stuff will look better than if you were just have a negative outlook on stuff. So that's my advice. When I came to Medina, I wanted to study and do good, but I also wanted to enjoy my couple of years I'm going to have here. And even though some stuff were hard coming here, the overall feeling of Medina is I'm going to love it here because I have a good mindset of having fun and trying my best to do what is best for my life and what is best for this life and in the hereafter. So that's just a quick tip. This is the last video for the day in the life, and I hope I see you guys in the next video I will do, inshallah. So, assalamu alaikum.